everyone. It is Wednesday. Wednesday, I tell you, the 20th of September. The 20th. Two thirds of September done. That means one third left to go. Let's make it happen. How are you today? What are you grateful for this Wednesday night? That is what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Boom. Let's see what I got. If I can get my other screen going here. Boom. Get, hey, Kitty, how are you? How are you in Illinois? I hope all is well there and the weather is beautiful, is what I hope. That is what I hope. Ah, it is good to be here. Getting a hold of my desk, I think, is really what today has been about. It's been a day of trying to recapture my desk. Hey, still decent is good. Yeah, still decent is good. It was, sunny in the 70s, I guess, today. I was out briefly this afternoon. I got out to run a couple quick errands. But yeah, it was nice. You booked your flight. April booked her flights today. Coming to Orlando. See, you just like spending money. You know, you were a credit card and she just thinks it's Christmas every day. Yay, April. I even have my flight booked. I even have my flight booked. Not your money. It's easier to spend it when it's not yours, right? Easier to when it's not yours. You never get to spend other people's money. You never get to spend other people's money. But it always seems that other people want to spend mine. But it's a good. You're flying the discount airlines. Uh, uh, you know, there's some good discount airlines and there's some bad ones. There's some good discount airlines and there's some bad ones. I'm not a fan of the Spirit and Frontier, but I do fly Breeze sometimes when it's in an area that I can get to. But I'll only fly in their version of first class. I will wish you luck, Kitty. I will wish you luck. Hey, we're broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook? Just hop on over to YouTube. Ryland's got the link there for you in the show comments. Um, Ryland just back from getting her flu and updated COVID shot. She just was out tonight doing that. Frontier and Spirit. Yeah, I can't bring myself to do Frontier and Spirit. I've just heard horror stories. I know there's lots of great stories with it too. I just can't bring myself to do it. But it was interesting. There's you got to be flexible these days. You got to be flexible these days because there's just so much going on with the airlines and they're changing their flights and what they have scheduled and available. Yeah, I had to fly one airline. I think we're flying Southwest one way and American the other way, or something like that. But I couldn't get any good flight times, especially on the way down. I think we're flying a night earlier than I had planned on because the morning flight was super early, and I don't like super early morning flights. Angie loves them, but I think most of that is because of traffic. But I hate the super early morning flights because I roll over all night long thinking, "Hey, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it?" So then I get no sleep versus a little sleep. So that is uh, my challenge with it. That is my challenge with it. You are 100% true. The earlier the flight, the more likely it is to be on time. Like one of the problems we found in Orlando for how often we go to Orlando is like the last flight out on JetBlue is never on time, and it can be massively late. Like we won't take that anymore. The last time I took that flight, I got in at like 4 o'clock in the morning on the way back. It was just like a doctor's appointment. Yes, absolutely. So, quite honestly, like my day, I like to get my appointments in early because later in the day I've gotten distracted and off on different things. Hey, Michelle, how are you tonight? Great to have you here. But yeah, with basically just over a month to make it happen, we are getting super pumped up and excited for the October workshop. I mean, it is coming together. We're working on content and revising content and updating content, and it is just. And I know now that Angie's back from Nebraska, we will be into high gear on updating things and getting everything just right, just right, so that it is absolutely amazing. But it is exciting. It is exciting. I have Luna with me tonight, so I keep on looking over that way to see what she's getting into. It's going to be a beautiful time. We're gonna have a great time. Amazing. I mean, that down in Orlando was great, and April and Angie are making everything absolutely positively amazing. Sweet Luna, yes, she's just getting an energy burst right here, so I'm keeping an eye on her. Yes, I wish I could drive to it too. I just don't have the time anymore to give up to it. Let me throw Luna a toy. Hang on a second. Luna, here's a toy. How about? All right. Let's get started with the Good Morning Good Night book. I had to go back to this until I find another book. I know I have another book because we finished the Stay Positive book, but we are in the Good Morning Good Night book on page 3. Good morning, Stunner. You're just getting started. Your age doesn't matter. The sun is up. The day is new. You're just getting started. Puppies are a lot of work, Michelle. Last night, she was in a mode. Last night, she was in a mode and adorable, but we wanted to. She did not want to sleep when we wanted to sleep last night, and that made for a long night last night. So I'm actually impressed. I got as much done today as I did. Um, so because they're a lot of work. So we were talking on Sunday about your checking account balance, your good old fashioned checking account balance. And we were talking about that because that is so often how business owners manage their business. They get out they get out their banking app and they say, "Ooh, I've got money today. Let's buy lunch. Let's go to the casino. Let's go away. Let's buy some more racks. Let's expand. We can do this so much easier if we had another store or whatever." It is the common way that people manage their business. Okay, so if you've done that, and most every business owner has done that at some point in their business life, they've managed it that way. Okay, how much money's in the bank? Back in the days when some of us are old enough to remember when you had to call the bank to find out how much money was in the bank. But that is not a good business strategy. That is not a good way to manage your business. Okay, and manage your finances. It's not a good way to decide whether you can afford to hire a new employee. It is just there's a better way. There's a better way, and it involves planning. Okay, it involves planning, and well, Michelle, and that's okay to check your balance all the time. Okay, I tell people to check your balance all the time because the banking system in the United States is very easy to commit fraud in. So I tell people, and we've had lots of stores over the years who've had their accounts essentially hacked. I mean, people write fake checks on them and stuff, is what happens, or they ACH for fake money. And so, it is something you should do. You should be aware of what the bank thinks you have. You shouldn't manage your business based on that information. You shouldn't be making business decisions based on what the bank says you have in your account. That is not the way to manage your business. Hey, Laura, great to have you here tonight live. Sneak it in there. Get my focus here. I don't want to lose my focus. Um, so, one of the challenges that I'm giving you, or the premise that I gave you the other was, okay, you can, okay, Karnak it. Where's my Karnak envelope? Hang on a second. I need a prop here. You can Karnak your end of year bank balance if you want to. Like you could right now calculate your end of year bank balance. And for some of you that would be a good thing. Okay? And some of you would be like, "Oh, that would be really scary, Neil. Maybe I should have given a warning like about employees. Like we can figure out what your end of year bank balance is right now. Okay? We can. And you do that. You do this exercise of figuring out what your bank balance is, okay, so that you can change what that balance is. Small changes, big result. Okay, let's do it. All right, now let's do it. I'm gonna have you all watching old episodes of Johnny Carson before the night's over. Okay, I'm going to keep you up all night like Luna keeps us. So we start with what do we got now? Okay, what do we got now in the bank? Okay, and we start with that. Okay, and we know we have 10 days left to September, and then we have 3 months left to the year. Okay. No, April's like, no, I don't want to know. Well, you got some stuff there going on. But we start with that. Okay, so we start with what we know. We know what our bank balance is now. We know what we have for money. Okay, and when I say for the sake of what I am talking about now, I am not saying what your bank says. I am saying what either your old-fashioned ledger says you have, or what your QuickBooks says you have, not what your bank says you have. Oh, you don't want to watch Johnny Carson? I have some old highlight ones, video series, and like best of. Okay, but I remember as a kid wanting to sneak down to find out what was happening on this show that everybody else got to stay up late for. And then I didn't understand any of it. But so we want to know what your true cash is. Okay, what you really have, not what the bank thinks you have, because the bank thinks you have hopefully more than you think you have. Okay, because there are things that you have paid, but they haven't cleared your account. Even if it's an online payment, it may not have cleared your account yet. So we want to start with what your real balance is. Then we're like, we need to look at your historical sales. Okay, your historical sales will map us forward. So we know what you did the last 10 days of September last year. Okay, and if you are running at a given rate, let's say you're either running flat or you're running up 10% or you're running down 10%, whatever you've been running for the year, it's fairly safe, if nothing else changes, to say that you will run the same. So take what you did last year for sales, Okay, and add that same percentage for the last 10 days of the month plus the next 3 months because we're moving forward. September 21st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022. Okay, so now we know what our sales are. Okay, well, what are you going to spend on inventory? Okay, and you have to account for both inventory that you're buying outright if you're a buy outright store or consign. Okay, what's that inventory going to cost you to make those sales? Okay, and any inventory you buy wholesale because this time of year you ladies love to hop on fair and one up each other with what you're buying. Okay, you see that Michelle bought this, and then Laurel bought that, and then you're all shopping. You're all shopping. I'm picking on you, but you're all shopping because that looks really cute, and my customers would like that too. Uh, lovely affair. Yes, okay, and so you have to add that into your purchasing too. Okay, you have to account for that. Okay, and then you have to look at your variable expense. Then we look at your other fixed expenses that we're going to subtract out of that. Things like your rent. Uh, well, you guys all like to think you're a special snowflake, but you're pretty all much the same. You all have a lot of the same traits. How's that? Is that a nice way of saying it? You're all uniquely special, but you have some very similar traits. Okay, and so we're looking at that. Okay, and subtracting that out. Then we're looking at that leaves us pretty much the money for some of the variable expenses. Uh, I didn't call you a flake. I did not call you a flake, Michelle. I love you. I love you. I did not call you a flake. I use the term snowflake because snowflakes are all unique. Snowflakes are all unique. Okay. Maybe you need to upgrade to the iPhone 15 so you hear me better. Um, so then we're looking at utilities. I would list in with your fixed expenses because those are going to pretty much run about the same. Well, that's going to leave us the big variable. Okay, what you spend on wholesale inventory and what you spend on payroll. Payroll. Okay, it is going to leave us our big variables. There, Luna. So when we take that into account, we can pretty much how you adjust that tell with reasonable Karnak certainty. Okay. Um, what I don't have anything else. You'll have to come up with another analogy for me, April, if you don't like Karnak. Okay. What your balance will be on December 31st. Okay. And that's important because if you know now, okay, and I like looking. One of the reports that I look at is I compare what my actual cash on hand is at the end of any given month versus the same time last year. Okay, I look at what do we want it to be? Hang on, I'm going to answer that. So I'm always looking at the end of every month on my balance sheet, where I am at the end of, let's say, September, okay, and what I had for cash on hand at the end of September last year. Okay, and I always want to have, in general, more cash. Okay, I'm always looking to have more money, and so I would push you to grow it. I would push you to grow the money that you have on hand, especially heading into the beginning of the year, which is for many of you not your strongest time of the year. Your fourth quarter, the reason I talk about this now and talk about your bank balance now versus other times of the year is because in the fourth quarter, you tend to feel flush. Okay, you tend to feel like, woohoo, I've got money. Woohoo. Feeling like it yesterday. Yeah, we can buy new racks. We can get a new display. That ad, no problem. Let's do it. Let's do it. Trip to the Bahamas. We can go for the weekend. What the heck? Okay, we tend to feel very flush with cash because it's some of your biggest time for sales for many of you. Um, and if it's not your store's biggest time of the year, this exercise is very important during your busiest quarter. And it's very important during that busy quarter, okay, because okay, we do get fast and free because we're feeling good. The sales numbers were better today. I saw the sales on my phone and they were better today. I saw my bank balance, they were better today. I can go out to dinner more often. I can do things that I wouldn't do during a when the bank balance isn't as good. And so when you challenge yourself to hold back, restraint, okay, to live like no one else so you can live like no one else, okay, you will feel better at other times of the year, okay, and you will feel flusher. And actually, if for those of you that are next level members, you may have seen that post by Heather from Deja Vu this week that talked about her roundup for charity her roundup for charity and how she started rounding up and asking at the register, would you like to round up for charity? And she raised $262 this month to pay for unpaid lunch fees at their school. Okay, for those kids that are in penalty zone because they can't pay their lunch balance and then they can't get lunch. I mean, totally defeats the purpose. Don't even get me started that happens and that we're not feeding our kids in school. That's a whole separate thing. But she rounded up and her customer sales and put this money away. So what I'm going to challenge, and I loved it. I loved it when I saw it. I thought it was awesome. I love that she did it. Okay. And she was gonna, I just think it's awesome. I think it's awesome, and it's pretty sad that in September, school's just started, and you're already dealing with lunch things in the negative. But that's reality. That's the world. That's the world we live in. So what I would challenge you to do, okay, is to round up your sales and tuck money away. So if you did $985 today, put 15 bucks away. Okay, round up. If you did $951, put $49 away. Okay, stash that away for savings. Okay, stash that away and put that away. And start your own little kitty. And maybe you can't do it every day. So maybe you'll have Saving Friday, and every Friday you'll round up the sales on Friday. Maybe it'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that you do it. But having that little bit of discipline, okay, in your sales and in your plan, okay, will really help you have a bigger bank balance at the end of the year. And it'll help you do it without thinking, without stretching. You're having those good days. You round it up, okay, and you are saving. Just round up for saving within your own store, within your own bank balance, and you don't spend that money. You don't buy that extra rack. You don't go out to dinner. You don't take out that ad. You don't live fast and free. You live with discipline. Okay, you live with a little bit of restraint and sock that little bit of extra money away, and you will thank me in January. Okay, you'll be like, oh wow, we had a devastating snowstorm and we're closed for a week, and it didn't even affect us because I saved that money. Or it was just nice. It helped me sleep better at night, just having that little bit extra. Okay. A little bit goes a long way. Most of you would be really happy with an extra $1,000 in your bank account, an extra $2,000, an extra $500, whatever that number is. Okay, it brings a great deal of peace. Okay, to you. And so, working towards that and using the busiest time of the year to get you there, to drive your car is the store. Your car is the store. Okay, to have your store drive you to where you want to be is pretty freaking awesome. It just is, and I love being able to do it. I love being able to see you guys do it, and that is where it's really neat. I mean, like Michelle, you could be looking at last year's balance sheet for the end of September and what your bank balances were. Um, from Robin, you can be looking at that, and just be growing that. Okay. And there'll be times where you have some capital expenses or things that have to happen. Okay. Like your heat is out. Okay. And you need to fix your heat. I'm not saying don't fix your heat, unplanned expense. Okay. But this will help you get in that mindset, especially in this quarter of the year, is so, so important. So, so important. So make that happen. We're a month away from making it happen in Orlando, Florida. If you haven't book your room yet. Use the link to book your room at our special rate. That goes the way our room block closes in a week. So you want to get the discount rate for rooms. Make sure you get that booked. And we are, I mean, I'm just so excited. April and Angie, we're just so excited uh, for uh, for it. It really is going to be neat. And we heard that we're going to have people from Resale World, Traxia, and uh, Traxia slash Simple Consign and Consign Pro available for questions. And on one day of it, which is exciting. I'm excited that they're participating. But they're gonna, but not corporate muckety muck, but actual people that can answer questions and show what's happening and everything else. So I'm excited about that. Um, we start. You know what else I'm excited about is this video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring that bell, ring it, so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business: the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everyone run a better business. I'm here every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8-ish. Sunday and Wednesday at more 8-ish. But if you, yes, you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at nextlevelresale.com. Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every night with, we're on back to the Good Morning, Good Night book right now. Tonight we're on page 4, I think, right? 3, 4? 4. Good morning, Stunner. You're just getting started. Your age doesn't matter. The sun is up. The day is new. You're just getting started. Good night, Stunner. You're just getting started. Your age doesn't matter. The stars are out. The night is warm. You're just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just getting started. And I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, even. Make it happen party in Orlando, Florida. So excited about that. So excited about that next month. But until then, and until tomorrow, until Sunday night at more 8-ish. I don't do this every night. See, get me doing the good night book, and I think I have to do this every night. Until Sunday night at more 8-ish. Know that you and you, but most importantly, you, yes, you're not alone running this show. The store. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Have a great night, everybody. It's time for dinner. I'll see you on Sunday.